There is only one more step before we get to start weaving all of these twists that we've been making together. Now, remember, way back when you did this part of our project, after you got the warm colors stapled onto your background, you went through with what we call complementary colors, and you added some designs on each one. Well, this is that step. We're going to repeat that with the cool colored twists. And so first we need to review what is a complementary color. It's been a while since we learned about that. So let's take a look at our old trusty frenemies here. Remember that frenemies are two colors that look nice beside each other, but they cannot be blended together because they don't make a nice new color. They make something gross and disgusting. So we already know red and green are frenemies, purple and yellow are frenemies, and blue and orange are frenemies, except now we call them complementary colors. That's the actual art term. Now let's take a moment to remember the relationship between the complementary colors. How do you know which color is the complement? Where are they located compared to each other on the color wheel? Well, the relationship is they are opposites. And so on the color wheel, you find these colors directly across in the opposite side of the color wheel. So for example, if I start with purple and I look for its complement, which I probably already know because I've been staring at this thing for so many years, looking for yellow, I notice in a straight line directly across the color wheel, that's where the complementary color is located. So you are going to be decorating those cool colored twists that you just made, including the intermediate ones. Remember, you have your own tool at your very fingertips inside your folder. You don't have to come up here and sort through all of this. Just grab that, take a peek, draw a straight line, imaginary with your finger. If I need to decorate blue-violet, directly across the way, I know is yellow-orange. That's the color that I'm going to have to look for when it's time for me to gather up my paints so that I can decorate blue-violet. Do you remember this? Is it all coming back to you now? I sure hope so. I'm going to remind you how to do this decorating real quick, super simple and easy. All of the paints are already prepared. You will not be making any paints for this, but these were stapled on. The ones you're going to be decorating now are loose, and they have to stay loose. I'll show you what I mean.
Remember when you decorated your warm twists, they were all stapled down. All you had to do was slide a paint mat under there and paint away. These twists are not stapled down, and they can't be stapled down yet, or else the rest of our project won't work. So you are going to have to decorate them on the big piece of cardboard, being careful to not let them roll into each other and touch each other and mess each other up. So I am going to start with the color green. Here he is. I'm going to get the rest of those guys out of the way. And remember, when you are painting a complementary color that is not an intermediate color, like red is going to go onto this green, you just need to get this kind of paint tray, the trays that we started with long ago, because that's where you're going to find your red. So the decorating directions are the same, except this time you're going to have to hold on to your twist instead of it being stapled down. Dots, stripes, dots and stripes, blobs, blotches, this part is up to you. Remember, you're only decorating the top of this strip. No need to turn it over and do the bottom or the back. In fact, please don't, because you'll have a giant mess if you do. Now I have my first one done. I'm going to carefully set it aside, get it out of my way, and I'm going to move on to another twist. Since I have these paints out already, I might as well stick with them. So here's purple. I just need a new brush. Be right back. And if I consult my color wheel, I remember that the opposite of purple, or the complementary color of purple, is yellow. So I find my yellow, decide my design and get to it. Awesome. Set it carefully aside, far away from where you are painting. And I'm going to move to blue since I know I have its complementary color already at my station. New brush, put the old brush in the water bucket.
Now, I am not going to show you the rest of my twists because I think you can manage. I think you can figure this out because you are pretty smart. Plus, you have all the tools that you need and the rest of the paints are already made. It's just a matter of figuring out what intermediate color is going to go onto which intermediate twist, and you can use your color wheel for that. All you have to do is imagine a line straight across. Do not guess which intermediate paint you need to use on which intermediate twist. Figure it out. Do not guess and do not rely on someone else to tell you. This is not hard, but you do need to figure it out. It's easy. Just do it. All right. You know that you will need to get a new brush every time you start a new color. When you are ready for the intermediate colors, you will have to come and find those from me. They will be in the basket somewhere. And just make sure they all stay on your cardboard. Make sure your name is on a sticky note that is also on the cardboard. All right, I want to see these when you get finished because I think they're pretty neat.